Nobody can be born in this Norwegian island. Well, at least this is the video we're going to react to today. And it was a recommendation by Safekeeper. He says, I recommend maybe reacting to a few of Cecilia Blomdahl's videos. They deal with life in Svalbard, a tiny island near the North Pole. I recommend Nobody Can Be Born on this remote Arctic island. So that's the video we're going to watch today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get straight to the reaction. Guys, if you want to check out this creator, the link is in the description as always. Let's go. And if you're from Norway, let me know where you're watching from.
This is Longyearbyen. In this tiny village in the Arctic, located in the archipelago of Svalbard, in the middle of the Arctic Ocean, nobody can be
Cave.
Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. If you haven't been here before, my name's Cecilia and I live on Svalbard, which is an island close to the North Pole. So we're
Okay, so I haven't been here before, so nice to meet you, Cecilia.
on a teeny tiny island in the Arctic, and we have polar bears here. But
Oh
if
my
you know
goodness.
me and you've been here before, hi and welcome back. And welcome to kind of a new video type on my channel. So I realized that there's a lot of kind of strange things about Svalbard that people don't know about. So I want to make this series, which is kind of like random Svalbard facts in shorter videos that I'll just put up here and there. You might
Okay. In fact, I know nothing about Svalbard, and this is going to be very interesting.
have heard it's forbidden to die on Svalbard.
I've heard that,
But
actually.
We can talk about that in another one. You can't give birth here. You know, our alcohol is rationed, so we actually have these little cards where it says how much alcohol you can buy a month. We carry polar bear protection, so we carry guns every time we go outside of the village for polar bears. There's just a lot of things that are different about our lives. So
Bro, when I watched another video about Norway and I saw the facts about Norway and a brief mention of Svalbard, I was very curious to see how people live in such conditions, and this is going to be a nice video.
I'm gonna make shorter videos on these topics because they are frequently asked questions, and I think it would be really cool to delve into some of the history behind it and why it is like it is, and things that are just unusual about Svalbard and definitely a lot different to other places.
Yep.
So today we're going to talk about the fact that you cannot give birth on Svalbard. What happens if you're pregnant? Where do you go? Do you have to go home to your own country? And how it all works, because it's pretty special up here, and to not be able to go and give birth at a hospital that's the closest to you and you have to fly somewhere is probably not usual. So let me tell you all about it now.
Probably you need to leave 6 months before, right? That's the safest option. 6 months before you're due, you know, or maybe even, I don't know, 4 months before. I don't know. I think that would be a wise choice. But there's a catch, because I heard in the last video that in Svalbard you don't need a visa. So many people can go there, right? And I'm guessing one of the reasons you can't give birth in Svalbard is because of the citizenship, right? Because if you have a baby in Norway, then that baby becomes Norwegian. That's what I'm guessing before watching the video. But the thing that I'm worried about is if people don't need visas to get into the country, that means people from all over the world are able to come into that country. So what happens when someone from Australia goes to well, maybe it's not that far, but what happens if someone from a very remote country, very far away, goes into Svalbard and has a baby, right? Or is pregnant, because they have to leave before they have the baby. They have to go back all the way to their country. That is something that, you know, is very it's very complex, especially if somebody is leaving their country. For example, they're from a very far country and they don't have a lot of money. They spend all their money just to travel to Svalbard, and then, you know, they happen to get pregnant and they don't have money to go back. What are the implications there? There's so many questions.
This is just a quick commercial break. I want to let you know that this video is sponsored by NordVPN.
Okay.
And you know that I've been working with NordVPN
I'm just gonna skip that. I'm sorry.
back home, or, you know, all of the
I'm still skipping. Sorry.
discount. It's risk-free with NordVPN.
Guys, you can go over to her channel and support her there, but I don't want to, you know, yeah, sorry.
I love you guys. Let's head back to the rest of the video. Okay, so back to what I was saying in the beginning. This is Longyearbyen, the main village on Spitsbergen, an island in the Svalbard archipelago. The village has a population of 2,400 people, me being one of those, and the island is governed by Norway. So what makes this place unusual? Well, first of all, we have polar bears, the fact that us locals have to carry guns as polar bear protection when outside the village limits. Then we have the seasons, 4 months of midnight sun, 4 months of polar night and complete darkness, glaciers everywhere. Yeah, so a couple of pretty unusual things. But apart from all that, this village is not like a regular town on the mainland. Being so remote and extreme, some things are just not ideal to do here. Like giving birth to a child. Does that mean that it is forbidden to give birth on Svalbard? No, of course not.
Really?
It actually happens once every year or so. It's just not something the hospital has the facilities to handle if something were to go wrong. So all pregnant mothers have to leave the island to go to the mainland 1 month before their due date.
1 month? Okay, so you see, that's quite misleading. The title said nobody can be born here, so that's why I thought that was a law. But okay, so it's not forbidden, it's just for safe measures.
During the first 100 years, there have been a total of 4 hospital buildings in Longyearbyen. The first hospital was built in a part of the village called Skäringa in 1916. This was, however, ruined in the Second World War, so the next hospital was built on Haugen, which unfortunately was ruined by an avalanche in 1953, which killed 2 people. Then in 1954, a new hospital building was ready for use. But, however, problems related to the permafrost were quickly revealed and the building quickly cracked. So there has been a lot of problems with the hospital buildings in town. But in 1991, the current hospital building was completed. Our current hospital provides both primary and specialist health services to the population of Svalbard. During the day, there are outpatient activities where you can be examined, treated, and investigated for diseases, and small surgical procedures can be performed. There are physiotherapists, nurses, midwives, dentists, and occupational health services at the hospital. Opticians are present only twice a year and usually announce when they will be visiting our town on the town Facebook page.
Okay, so it's a small place, but it has everything. I mean, look at that. I think that's the quality of Norway, right? Norway, I presume, has top-notch facilities for everything.
But back to giving birth. Pregnant mothers are sent to the mainland 1 month before their due date, and home births are strongly advised against. When you work and pay taxes on Svalbard, you get universal healthcare coverage, just like you would in Norway, which means that you don't pay anything for procedures. Perhaps only a small sum, like the 50 kroners I paid for blood work the other day.
Okay.
So the universal healthcare covers the cost of childbirth, including accommodation on the mainland for anyone traveling from Svalbard, which I think is terrific.
I mean, it's 100% terrific, because in the United States you would pay 20,000 just to give birth.
It's also quite common for foreigners to go back to their home countries to give birth there, instead of doing so in Norway. Now, does the baby become Norwegian if
That's
born
my
in Norway?
question.
No, there is no birthright citizenship here. The child takes the nationality of one of the parents, and the parents have to apply for a resident permit for their newborn. Only if at least one of the parents are from Norway can the child take a Norwegian citizenship. But as we all know, children have a mind of their own and sometimes decide to enter the world a little earlier than expected. Due to this, a couple of children have been born here throughout the years. In 2006,
I told you, 4 months, maybe even 3 months before. Now, 1 month is too short.
2006, the first child in 10 years was born at the Longyearbyen Hospital. Then in 2009, the first twin babies were born on Svalbard. The children were delivered by cesarean section at the hospital in town and were flown down the same evening in the hospital's incubator, which is not intended to be used on an aircraft. The parents, however, had to wait for the next scheduled flight 2 days later. The hospital the Svalbard patients are sent to is the closest one to us, which is the one in Tromsø in northern Norway. It has 24-hour surgical preparedness, and the distance is 1,200 kilometers as the crow flies. And the transport time is at best 7 to 8 hours from the ambulance flight is booked until the patient arrives at the hospital. So now you know, if you are a pregnant woman and...
But then is the flight paid for? Because you don't need to pay for like the hospital bills or anything like that, but the flight, right? The ambulance, maybe. I don't think ambulances are, I don't think you pay for them. If it's the same idea as here in the UK, we don't pay for ambulances, but the flight,
and you're having a baby up here, you're gonna have to go to the mainland. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and let me know if you want me to continue on with these kind of videos. I think I'll make a few and see what you guys think about them. I think it could be a fun way to get across more information about Svalbard, especially if you're maybe planning to move here, or if you just want to know more about what life is like on, in the northernmost town in the world. So let me know in the comments, and if you want to like this video and subscribe, I would love that. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, wow. I'm in love with that that image. Look at that. Look at that, how the cave has a perfect curve. It's like a frozen wave. Amazing pictures. Binge watch Svalbard life. Guys, I am really interested in watching more of this. If you guys want me to react to it, let me know in the comments down below. But this is a very interesting take on life. Because I mean, how can somebody live, with snow all around, like all year round? Not only snow, but they have glaciers and polar bears. That is just something that blows my mind, So I'm interested in knowing more about it. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments if you want me to react to anything else. Let me know what. And I would appreciate your recommendations. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content and the channel. See you soon. Bye bye. Take care.